You're about to get turned up with the best group on Facebook, the real YouTube DJ. Yeah, boy!
What up, everybody? It's your boy DJ Madness, along with two of my closest DJ friends, DJ Chucky Madness, DJ Just Jam. We're here today to do a speaker comparison with our brands of speakers. We're going to test each and every one of them, pit them up against one another, two 12s with the 12s, the 15s with the 15s, and all of them together. We're going to give you the dimensions, what each speaker specs will be, and we will go from there. But this is more than just a speaker comparison. Today we also got another member of our Facebook group, YouTube DJ. We call him DJ Main Source. Right there.
What up?
This is like a YouTube DJ meetup. YouTube DJs on Facebook, YouTube DJ TV on YouTube. So we about to get this speaker comparison started. But let me go ahead and introduce what's what. DJ Chucky Madness on the Yamaha DXR 15. That's what he's comparing to everything else. DJ Just Jam, he's on the EV ZXA5 and the EV at the end down here, ETX 12p. Me, myself, DJ Madness, we're comparing the QSC K12, not the K2, K.2s, QSC K12 and RCF 735, which is mine. We're going to do a sound comparison to see, check the highs, check the lows, and go from there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll be right back. First, we're going to start off with a sound test of all of them. They're at about equal levels of volume output, so let's hear them. We're going to crank it up a little, not too much. Might I also mention that today's beat for copyright infringement purposes is from DJ TLM. So we got to give him a shout out on this. We're using his beats for this so we can get this out on YouTube without getting blocked. From this distance, it is hard to tell which is which. So right now, for sound comparison, we're going to start off with the EV ETX 12p. That will be the first one. All the rest of the speakers are actually turned off. So we're going to go exactly with the EV ETX 12p. That speaker actually sounds amazing. For a 12-inch, it has fairly deep bottom on it, and it's, from my understanding, is set to flat. Everything we run it today is set to flat. Okay, now about this speaker, it is a 12-inch speaker, maximum SPL of 135 dB. Power rating is at 2,000 watts. The low frequency transfer is in a 12-inch is 300 millimeter frequency, you know, for the lows, and it has a 1 1/4 inch high frequency driver. So your high driver in it will be 1 1/4 inch, and that sounds fairly decent. So it has a lot of power. The clarity in it, coming off the beat that we're using, is outstanding. Actually, the weight of this speaker is 52 pounds, so it is in one of the heavier ranges from everything that's up there. With that being said, I actually think it just may be the heaviest. Right now we're going to work on the K12 right there. We'll crank it up a little. I actually think, and I'm going to say this live, that the EV sounded a lot cleaner. The ETX 12p was a lot cleaner. I mean, it still sounds good. It's a little muddy compared to the ETX side by side. I mean, it would still do any event without a problem. And that's on flat, everyone. We're running these on flat. And it has decent bottom end. It's a 12-inch speaker. The compressing driver is actually bigger than the ETXs with a 1 3/4 side tweeter horn on the inside, compression driver. So it's actually, the tweeter is actually bigger than the ETXs, and that's surprising. That's surprising. It goes to 131 dB. So that's actually not bad. That's actually good. It's a 1,000 watt rated Class D amplifier. Split 500 both ways. Oh, I apologize for that. Split 500 both ways as far as the high and the lows go. The weight on this is 41 pounds, so it would be the lightest speaker in the whole bunch. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to do a sound comparison between the two 12-inch. The QSC right here on the right and the EV ETX right there on the left. Played side by side, they actually sound even from the distance that I am. Which one has the most bottom end and the... I get a bottom end to EV, but I give the highs to QSC. That's how that was going to go. Bottom end EV, the highs will come to QSC. Alright, now we just heard the comparison between the ETX 12p and the QSC QSC K12. And how I would rate it is the ETX has a better bottom end as far as being an individual speaker. But by this being a half of the driver's side, a half up, as the ETX being 1 1/4 inch driver and this being 1 3/4 inch driver, I give the highs to the QSC K12. Side by side they were just about even, and so you can't go wrong with either one. Now the difference with that being said, this the ETX doesn't have to be put on the drive rack because it's already built in. You can adjust your settings accordingly. But once you put the QSC K12 on the drive rack, I think the equalization will be close. I'm not gonna say dead on, but the drive rack brings out so much out of whatever it's connected to. So if you're running something without the built-in DSB, get a drive rack. That's my opinion. Okay, what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna work on we're gonna test out the RCF 735As. This is running off a flat setting. It runs at an SPL of 132 dBs. The weight on it is only 45 pounds. It's one of the lighter two out of the bunch. It's a 1400 watt Class D amplifier with the high frequencies going to 400 watts and the low frequencies going to 1000 watts. Okay, now we're going to do this one on the Yamaha DXR15. The DXR is rated at 1100 watts Class D amp with 950 watts low frequency and 150 watts high frequency. It boasts a 1 1/4 inch driver for your highs and a 15-inch woofer for your lows. The weight on it is at 49 pounds, so it's fairly manageable, but still yet higher in weight, more weight than the K12 and the RCF 735. And before I forget, it boasts 130 dB STLs, so the low end frequency in it is outstanding. Right now, next up will be the ZXA5 from Electric Voice EV. The ZXA5 is a 15-inch speaker with a 1-inch voice coil, which in my opinion is one of the best EV speakers ever made, because after this, before the ETX model, in my opinion, the EV line has dropped. But this is one of their most promising speakers. With a 1250 watt amp, with 1000 going towards the low end frequency, 250 going towards the high end frequency. It weighs 50.5 pounds, and the SPL is 133 dB. Which, with that all being said, this is an impressive lineup. I don't think you can go wrong with any. But we're going to now crank it up a little and see which ones we can get the most out of. I think it's between the RCF and that EV. I can be wrong because we don't have our speakers up. They're not on drive racks. So we're in a pavilion and it's kind of fluctuating, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see you on the next clip. Right now we're about to do a sound comparison of all of them at a high volume. We are hoping that we don't get in trouble in this part because we do not have a permit. We are at an undisclosed location. So we're going to see how the EV, the QSC, even though those are two 12 inches, they're still top rated to be in this category with these 315 inches. So we're going to do the EV, the QSC, the RCF, the Yamaha, and the other EV. I know it's hard for y'all to probably tell the difference, but right now, most of our kicks are coming from the EV ZXA5 and the RCF. From this distance, they sound about even. We're going to jail. Yeah, we're going to go to jail after this one. This is crazy loud. Okay, now this is what we found out. Because the EV ETX has the built-in DSP, we had to adjust a few things because it got kind of muddy and staticky because it was too high. So you have to actually know what you're doing to have this speaker to adjust your settings properly. It is still one of the top speakers to get, and these are only my opinions, and you know I'm DJ Mathis, I don't lie, because I always compare QSC to EV. So that's just real on that one. The QSC withstood its own on that. It matched up real well with them all for it being 12, but as I stated before in the earlier portion of the video, the bottom end on an ETX 12p was a little bit more deeper than the QSC, and all this is ran off flat. Now when it comes to the high portion of it, RCF with the 3-inch horn, and even with the EV ZXA5 with a 1-inch horn, I actually think, and it could be because we're in this pavilion, but my ears say that they were still about running neck and neck. You know, that 3-inch horn in the RCF is a monster, but I can't take anything away from the ZXA5. So I mean, because it was equally loud. Now throughout the 15s, I think the DSR was as far as bottom end is outstanding, but to the EV and the RCF, the high frequency didn't compare to me. But that's just my opinion. Others may hear different, but it's an outstanding speaker once you hear it by itself. You can't go wrong with any brand up here, from Electro Voice, QSC, RCF, or Yamaha. And a lot of people question the Yamahas because Yamahas are preferably for bands. A lot of bands purchase Yamaha speakers, whether it's powered or passive. But this Yamaha certainly impressed me. Now, as far as the bottom end go, we're going to do, I don't even think it's necessary, but we're going to do a speaker comparison of the 15s because we did not do that yet. We're going to turn the two 12-inch speakers off and do the 15s. So maybe without all this noise going on from every speaker, we can really get a good glimpse of what these 15s sound like alone. Okay, now we're going to do a comparison of the RCF 735a, the Yamaha DXR 15, and the EV ZXA15. All three are 15-inch speakers, different DSPs, different Class D amps, but they are all, in my opinion, top of the line speakers. Okay, that was amazing. I wish you guys was here to witness what we're here right now. Sadly, but not mistakenly, Yamaha can hold his own on his bottom end, but I think the tweeter can use another. But on any event, when it's not compared against the two, it's going to always sound amazing. You know, so you can't go wrong with either speaker, as I stated before. And I want to reiterate, the EV ZXA5 on the end to the right does not have a built-in DSP. So I'm not sure. Does Yamaha built-in DSP? Yes. I read that. I apologize. Yeah. So, but the EV ZXA5 is I still say it is in a speaker in its class of its own. But to keep it totally honest, when both the ZXA5 and the ETX 12p were turned volume up to the max, we got some muddy sound out of them, so they're not made to be played at max volume, but they are strong enough to not play at max volume. But every other speaker over here, the Yamaha, the RCF, the QSC, we have all set on flat settings, max volume, and they kicked out no humming, no vibration, and the highs were great, the subs were amazing. So with that being said, I don't know. You got to be the judge of it. I know what's my opinion on what speaker is what, and all of us YouTube DJs here, we know in our head what's our opinion on, you know, our go-to speaker. You know, but this has been a heck of a experience comparison of the video. Once again, you can't go wrong with any speaker up here. You got any questions, leave comments and questions below, and we will get to them as soon as we can. This is DJ J Mathis signing out for DJ Chucky Madness, DJ Just Jam, and DJ Main Source of the YouTube DJs. We out. Alright everyone, we're going to hear from DJ Chucky Madness, aka DJ Chuck Lamar. We're going to hear his thoughts on every speaker sitting up there.
What's up YouTube? So here's my thoughts on the EV ETX 12p. I thought that it had a nice solid voice. The highs were pretty good, real nice. The low end is a little, I think it's a little punchy. You know, it's warm. The speaker sounds warm overall. The QSC, I think the horns get a little harsh when you push them a little bit, but overall it has a nice sound. So moving on to the RCF, I'm very impressed with the RCF. The highs are crystal clear. The low is nice. I like the warmth of the low. So the Yamaha DXR 15. I like that speaker. Of course, you know, I own that speaker, but I think the highs kind of lack a little bit, but overall the sound is very clear. I love the sound of it. The bass, the lows is really nice. As you know, we ran it on flat, so yeah, it has a front of house sound, which kind of gives it that deep sound. So when you use it at a venue, it does sound nice. Now, I'm really impressed with the EV ZXA5. That's a monster right there.
Not to mention the older speaker.
And the older speaker. It's older of all the rest of them.
No DSP.
No DSP, so it's just raw power. You gotta be impressed with that. So overall, with all five, I'm really impressed with all of them. And that's all I got.
Up next, we got DJ Just Jam. We're going to hear his opinion on what he think of all these speakers as well.
Alright, here you go. Y'all know I know about speakers. First we're going to go to the EV. Clean. Horns is crystal clean. Best play with a sub. I got the same opinion about that QSC. QSC, I love it with the K81 because it brings it all out. Cross that over to 120 hertz, both of them with a sub, sound better than any 15. I don't care what y'all say. Okay, going to RCF. Oh man, y'all know I had that in the 722, but the 722 didn't have no bass in it. 3-inch horn with a 12-inch, it didn't work out unless you had a sub. Now what they did with the 15, perfect. I mean, the highs, tremendous. The bass is right there with it. It ain't overpowered. They did that one right. Yamaha, what I can say about the Yamaha is clean. And it's not as loud as these two, but it's clean. The bass is, you know what I mean? I would buy them.
It's very booming. It's very booming. I give it that. It's very booming.
That's what the Yamaha is good.
It impressed me.
The EV on the end, that's one of the first ones made. I don't think EV will ever touch that. That speaker right there is retarded. I mean, that's in a class by itself. You can't even put that with any 15 that's out here. I love it. I love them all. Peace.
Up next, we have DJ Main Source. He's going to also give us his personal opinion on these speakers. He does not have a speaker in his lineup, so his opinion is one of the most important of this video. I mean, We all spoke what we felt was honest, but he's an outside ear and he can tell you exactly what he heard.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with that ETX. It was on point. It did get a little bit muddy when we turned up the volume, had to adjust the DSP on it, but still, I almost definitely will purchase that. The QSC, it did its thing, it held up with the highs and stuff like that. And then with the RCF, whew, that was crazy bottom it had. Of course, the highs was in there, but I was impressed with that. The Yamaha too. Yamaha sounded good. It stood up between those three there. It held its own. But of course, that EV at the end, that ZXA5, I might be wrong with the model or whatever, but that thing was pure unadulterated power. So, you know, I would say that's the granddaddy of them all right there, that EV to the right. And that's my opinion. Peace.